Welcome to the Auto Body Source Podcast, your direct link to products, skills, and training for a rewarding career in automotive collision repair. For its fourth year in a row, the U.S. Autotech National Championship, driven by Yokohama, spotlights the incredible skills of auto technician pros and students across the country, and elevates the awareness and importance of trade jobs around the world. This year's contestants are vying for a share of over $250,000 cash, plus an all-expense-paid trip to West Palm Beach, Florida, for a televised finale in September 2024. Trey Becker serves as the Vice President of Business Development at the University of Northwestern Ohio, a university known worldwide as a leader in the automotive, diesel, and high-performance industries. Trey is also technical advisor to the U.S. Autotech National Championship, driven by Yokohama, since it began in 2021, and he's dedicated to bringing in and training the next generation of automotive technicians. Here's Trey giving a rundown of the 2024 USA TNC competition currently underway. Perhaps you could give us a little bit of rundown on how the U.S. Autotech National Championship came to fruition. It sounds like it started just after or during the tail end of the pandemic.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the pandemic. That was a tough time for the entire world, right? But coming out of that time, when the world sort of shut down, we realized how important some of the essential trades actually were. And I think it really helped put a spotlight on the technical trades as a whole, and things like, plumbers, electricians, all these different HVAC techs. They're kind of what kept the world running whenever we forgot what was going on out there. And so coming out of the pandemic, when we saw a big shift in some of the different workforce development initiatives, some of the real goals on helping to highlight these in-demand careers, the one thing that continued to be at the top of the list was the technical trades. So when we look at things like automotive technology, right, it's something that oftentimes we take for granted. The regular consumer has their cars, they drive back and forth to work every day, they're able to go to their vacations, and everything's normal until the car quits working. That's when they realize how important the auto technician is. And the U.S. Autotech National Championship is a great way to not only help recognize some of the true rock stars of our industry, but also help spread the word out to the general public on how important this trade is to keeping the world running.
How do contestants typically go about entering the running?
So, the auto tech is a very busy individual, right? There's cars coming in and out of the shop each and every day. So when we were looking for a way to develop a format that was accessible to the average auto technician, but also something that was fun and challenging and sort of had a tournament type feel, we really decided to break this down into something that could be, easily accessible for the average technician nationwide, if not globally. So really, we've broken it down into three major categories and three major rounds. So the first round is open to pretty much anybody. We really encourage any of the up and coming, the current professional technicians, anybody who has a goal of having a career in the automotive trades to get involved. It's a great way to sort of test your general knowledge. It's a great way to see how you may stack up against other peers out in the industry. But then if you're somebody who may be confident in your skill set, it's also an incredible way to be recognized on a national level and on national television. So in round one, we open a digital competition that allows competitors around the globe to be able to log in through the USATNC website and access a digital ASE style format question and answer type quiz. So this goes through general knowledge of all the automotive categories under the ASE umbrella, allows students and professionals alike to each test their general knowledge. Then based on how they stack up on that digital quiz, they may be able to move on to round two. So round two is where we kind of take it and start boiling it down a little bit. We got to make sure that you have a good technical understanding of the skills and techniques that it takes to be successful in the automotive world. But we also want to see how you can do it under a little bit of pressure, a little bit of stress, knowing that you're in a competition. So what we've done is developed an at-home kit that allows this, again, to be accessible to as many people as possible without having to shut down their daily operations at their shop to compete. So once you make it through round one, those that make it to round two will be mailed an at-home kit that's incredibly confidential. So I'd love to give you some insider information, but I'm going to hold on to that until after the challenge this year. So those competitors will open the box not knowing what the challenge consists of. They're going to then record themselves completing the challenge. So there's going to be technical aspects where we'll make sure that they have a good understanding of the knowledge and techniques that it takes to be successful. But we're also going to put them to the test a little bit. So they're going to be racing a stopwatch as well as the camera to make sure that they're following all of the proper industry techniques to make sure that they're staying safe, but also completing the job properly. So then, based on how everybody stacks up in the at-home challenge, we're going to boil it all the way down to our top 4 professional and top 4 student technicians. Those 8 top technicians around the country are going to be invited to the national competition. So this is an in-person, an actual hands-on technical challenge to see how you stack up with some of the other technicians across the country. So this year, the national challenge is actually going to be held in West Palm Beach, Florida. So we're excited for another incredible new venue. We're excited to be able to bring these technicians in and literally treat them like the rock stars that they are. So throughout the platform, the technicians are going to come in and be welcomed through a welcome reception. They're going to be entertained throughout the week. They're going to get to really enjoy the fruits of their efforts throughout their entire career. But then it's all going to boil down to competition day. So that's where it's really going to get exciting. As a technical advisor, we put in a lot of hours and a lot of work to get to that point. But it's incredibly rewarding to see these technicians come in from around the globe and be able to compete side by side under the cameras, under the lights, and watching that big stopwatch up on the stage click down. So at the national competitions, the competitors are going to have a specified amount of time to complete the entire work order. They're going to have some hands-on components, and they're also going to have some technical aspects that they have to be able to answer as well. So at the end of the challenge, when they're out of time, they're going to be assessed on how much they completed based on what was assigned. And then they're also going to be assessed on how they completed it properly, following the industry practices and standards, as well as safety. Because we know sometimes you can get jobs done a little bit quicker if you cut a few corners, but that may cost you in the long run if we're not keeping mindful of, the safety requirements that the technician's under, how to use the proper specialty tools and any other tools that are incorporated, and how to make sure that they're working in a safe environment. Because we know, working on these vehicles, working around the shop equipment can have some challenges and some dangers with it as well. So being aware of your surroundings while you're completing these repairs is just as important as knowing what you're doing. So it's a really unique opportunity to be able to evaluate these technicians from a start to finish, right? From that general knowledge in round 1 to the hands-on component from home in round 2, all the way down to the major challenge, the U.S. Auto Tech National Championship there in West Palm Beach this year.
That sounds like a really exciting way for you guys to leverage the talent and skills. I thought it was just a national competition, but you mentioned that it's some of these technicians are from around the world, huh?
Yeah, it's incredible. And so when we gain the attention of the top technicians in the industry, they start coming out of the woodwork, right? Everybody wants to say, hey, maybe I can be the best. Maybe I can be the best. And so by providing, a platform that could be comparable to the Olympics, right, for conventional sports and national and global recognition, it's kind of the same approach. It's sort of a sportification of the trades. Right, it's taking these current technicians that are out there keeping our world running every single day, and it's giving them an opportunity not only to be recognized, but to showcase their skills on a national stage. Then it gets one leg up from there even a little bit, because it allows people maybe who haven't been exposed to the industry. Maybe they're current students in middle school or high school that are trying to decide what pathway to take. Maybe it's the doctors and lawyers out there that just didn't realize what it takes to keep their vehicles in operating condition. So now we've taken something that's always sort of been behind the scenes, right? It's been behind closed doors, whether it's in a garage or in a shop. And now we've put it on national television so the whole world can see how impactful these stars truly are to their everyday lives.
We've seen and heard some accounts of technicians and some of the challenges they have from people who are close to them, family members, and others who are concerned about their career path, maybe just not recognizing the potential that's there, or feeling like maybe perhaps because they're female or non-traditional that, well, maybe you might not be comfortable, or I'm not comfortable for you in a field like that. But this sounds like a great way to provide that exposure that's needed to help them to thrive and to help them get support. Have you guys seen an impactful response from not just students, but the schools and community at large?
Oh, certainly. Yeah. Whether it's a competitor's employer that's encouraging them to take part in the competition and be recognized, maybe it's their family. One of the things that I think is really cool about the U.S. Auto Tech National Championship platform is they do a lot about the personal interest side of it, right? Let's highlight who these people are, what their day-to-day life looks like outside of the garage, right? And that helps the general public sort of connect with these people as individuals. And then once you connect, you realize how influential they are into making sure that things literally keep our daily lives running, right? It also helps draw some attention to the overall level of technical knowledge that it takes to be successful, right? These aren't the mechanics and the wrench monkeys that we used to be years and years ago. Today's vehicles are as technologically advanced as anything out there. There's dozens of computers and modules on a current vehicle, and whether you have a TPMS sensor saying that your tire's a little bit low, or you've got an ABS system that's having an issue, or there's an emissions system that's having an issue, being able to accurately diagnose that, implement a repair, and get the vehicle back out on the road in a timely manner is an incredibly difficult skill. So for someone to specialize in this area, not only does it create a great rewarding career path, but it also creates some incredible earning potential to do something that you truly love every day. So for the right individual that's pursuing a career, in the automotive technical industry or in the automotive aftermarket, there's so many different pathways you can take. So by just being able to expose maybe a new audience to all the rewarding different opportunities in the automotive world, I think that alone is a worthwhile cause for this platform. But as we zoom out a little bit, we're able to provide so many different benefits to the industry simply by creating what started out as a fun automotive technician challenge. Now it's really a global initiative to raise awareness for the importance and the impact of the automotive trades.
That's great. That's great. I would love to just remind our audience of what the round and schedule looks like, just so that they can stay tuned and tune in. It looks like round one closed as part of that digital challenge that you mentioned was March 1st to June 5th. Round two will take place during the month of June. And then you said that at-home challenge kit for round three will be completed in July ahead of those finals in September 11th to 14th.
Yep. So this year's, challenge window has closed, but we do encourage all of your listeners to log into our website, usatnc.com, check out all of our different social handles, because there's going to be a lot of cool content coming out as the competition progresses. You're also going to be able to sort of keep tabs on some of the updates. Since the next round is an at-home challenge, we're going to be posting, photos and videos of the competitors. We're going to be sharing some background stories on some of the competitors from previous years, but you're also going to be able to stay up to speed with the exciting information as we announce who this year's competitors for the final challenge down in West Palm Beach are going to be. As soon as we wrap up the final challenge this year, is going to be held in September. We'll be announcing the broadcast date for the episode a little bit later in the year. But we're also going to be encouraging all the fans, all the listeners, and all the auto techs, both student and professional out there in the industry, to sign up for next year's challenge. So this is a great day to go ahead and get logged in, start following our different channels, and get up to speed. That way you're ready to qualify for next year's challenge as well.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on and helping us get this on our radar.
Well, we're happy to share some exciting updates with you. And one last thing to leave with your listeners is, there's a lot of great automotive and technical competitions out there. But I promise you, check out the USATNC, the U.S. Automotive National Championship. I think you're going to see that this is a little bit different animal. It's more hands-on, more engaging, more exciting, and something that you're going to see on a national TV channel that you wouldn't see other places. So be sure to check it out. And hopefully we'll see you guys as competitors next year.
The Auto Body Source podcast is a production of the Auto Body Source, published by International Auto Body Marketing Group. For 3 decades, the Auto Body Source has connected repair solutions to collision shops across North America. In continuous publication since 1992, we differentiate ourselves with a publication that's a direct resource for auto body products and brands to the warehouse, the jobber, and body shop technicians, servicing over 17,000 jobber customers each year in the U.S. and Canada, as well as Bermuda, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Bahamas, and the Caribbean. For more information, visit www.autobodysource.com.